Welcome students. In this video, we will go for the signal conditioning circuit for the load cell. Load cells are of variety of types and having different ratings. These are mainly useful for the weighing purpose in variety of industries. The main component in the load cell is the strain gauge, which are used to sense the force or the strain. Wheatstone bridge is used to detect the change in the resistance of strain gauges and convert that change in resistance into a proportional differential output voltage. This output voltage is also said to be the unbalanced EMF or potential occurring across the Wheatstone bridge. Signal conditioning of load cell starts with the input range of load and the output range of voltage which is desirable. Here we will go for a general scheme of load cell signal conditioning. As per the block diagram, the first block will be the load cell bridge. Mostly the full load cell bridge is being utilized. The output of this block will be a differential output, that is a double-ended one. The next block will be the conversion of this differential output from the load cell bridge into a single-ended output, that is also called as a differential amplifier. Next block will be a differential amplifier with the zero adjustment, because when the load cell is going to sense the load, then if the load is equal to 0 on the digital panel meter, the reading must be equal to 0. So that can be done with the help of the zero adjustment block. The last block will be the non-inverting amplifier, which will amplify according to the desired output voltage for the signal conditioning. And the gain of this non-inverting amplifier can be adjusted, which is called as a span adjustment. For this one, we will consider the input which will vary from 0 to 30 kg and the corresponding output which will vary from 0 to 300 millivolt. Assume that the output of Wheatstone bridge for maximum load of 30 kg is equal to 7.5 millivolts. So the required gain of the amplifier circuit, or you may say the signal conditioning circuit, will be G is equal to 300 millivolt divided by 7.5 millivolt. The gain comes equal to 40. The first stage will be a differential amplifier, which is mostly a unity gain buffer to convert the differential output from the Wheatstone bridge, which is a double-ended one, to single-ended output as shown below. Here, the output coming from the Wheatstone bridge in terms of plus minus input terminals will be given, and the IC, that is the operational amplifier IC OP07, can be used as a unity gain buffer. The second stage amplifier is a differential amplifier used for zero adjustment. The circuit is like this one. A potentiometer we can use along with the two resistors R1 and R2, and both can be connected to the supply of plus minus 12 volt. If the potentiometer moves towards plus 12 volt, then it will act as a differential amplifier, and if it is moving towards minus 12 volt, then it will act simply as an adder circuit, which will provide the compensation of both plus minus imbalance in the circuit. To design, let the potentiometer value, that is R pot, is equal to 1K, and the voltage drop across the potentiometer is plus minus 1 volt. In the diagram, the resistors R3 is equal to R4 is equal to R is equal to 1 kilo ohm as per the selection. Now, if we will consider only the three components R1, R2 and R potentiometer, and if you will apply the superposition theorem replacing minus 12 volt by ground, then it will take the form as shown in the diagram. The net voltage drop across the potentiometer will be twice of V potentiometer, which is, as per our assumption, it is equal to 2 volts. Hence, the current flowing through the potential divider will be I is equal to 2 into V pot upon R pot, which is equal to 2 milliamperes. The voltage drop across R1 will be equal to VR1 is equal to 12 volt minus the drop across the potentiometer, which comes equal to 11 volts. Therefore, by the Ohm's law, R1 is equal to 11 volt upon 2 milliampere, which is equal to 5.5 kilo ohms. The same value of the resistor R2 can be utilized. The third and the last stage amplifier is the non-inverting amplifier used for desired gain and thus for the span adjustment. You may recall that initially we have assumed that the input load range will be 0 to 30 kg, for which we are in need of the output voltage from 0 to 300 millivolt. And from that one we have calculated according to the output of the Wheatstone bridge, where the load cells are connected, equal to 7.5 millivolts. The gain will be equal to 40. So the non-inverting amplifier is as shown in diagram, consisting of input resistor Rin and a feedback resistor Rf. So the gain equation for non-inverting, as we all know, is equal to 1 plus Rf upon Rin, which needs to be equal to 40. Let Rin is equal to 1 kilo ohms. So by putting the value of Rin in the equation of gain, and gain is equal to 40, we will have Rf is equal to 39 kilo ohms. Though 39 kilo ohm is available as a standard resistor, but a good practice is to use a higher value potentiometer in place of Rf instead of a fixed value resistor. So we can use a 50 kilo ohm potentiometer in place of Rf. The complete load cell signal conditioning circuit may be as shown below. The first part will be a load cell, which will consist of 4 strain gauges connected in all 4 arms of the Wheatstone bridge. The second stage will be a differential amplifier stage. Third stage is for the zero adjustment, and the last stage will be for the span adjustment, where the desirable gain can be set and can be varied. Thank you.